Okay, and we are live. So, no one knows we're here yet because I forgot to schedule this, so I spontaneously did this live stream. Oh, look, there's a person. Um, this is my THWIP Thursday. I used to do these as a recorded video, but I decided to do an experiment to see whether doing these live made any difference, and I've been enjoying doing them live. I don't know how much difference they make, but to be perfectly frank, it's a lot easier to do them live than to record something and edit the living heck out of it. So here we are on our live stream. Hi, Gina. Glad to see you. And so, as we are all gathering, um, so, everybody who's here, tell me, all the standard small talk questions. What's on your hook? What's in your cup? Where are you? What's for dinner? All of that sort of thing. I just had to leave somebody else's live in order to start this. I didn't really realize that we were conflicting. Oh, glad to hear that you're feeling better, Gina. I didn't really realize that I was conflicting with this YouTube friend when I started doing these at 4:30 on Thursdays, but I wanted to find a time where we could do this, and then all of us go over and see Dana, or Creatively Created Crochet, at 5:30. So we are. Yes, Gina, thank you. I have to apologize. Gina makes reference to my Wednesday free-for-all yesterday, where I was really very, very tired, and I might not have been a very good host. And I had to end it after an hour, where usually we go for about an hour and a half, sometimes longer. But it was okay. I got rest. I'm feeling much better today. I have a little bit more energy. Oh, hey Barb, I'm glad to see you. Oh, Gina, no need to worry about me. I was fine. I was just tired. And honestly, as soon as I lay down and rested for a while, I my general pattern with sleep anyway is I will sleep for a few hours, and then I'll be up for a few hours in the middle of the night, and then I'll sleep again. And more often than not, I do not have to get up early in the morning, so that's fine. Hi, Lisa. Glad to see you. Okay. Well, Lisa, you're welcome for as long as you can stay. You know that, of course. So I was just talking about yesterday with my Wednesday free for all, where normally it's like about an hour and a half, sometimes longer. But I wound up cutting it short at right about an hour because I was just exhausted, and I got some rest, and that was fine. And I actually stayed in bed longer this morning than I normally do, and got a late start on things. But actually, I've accomplished quite a lot today. Not necessarily in terms of crochet output, but in terms of other things that I need to do for my channel, including recording a few videos and setting up a few things for future videos. So I do feel a bit better after having gotten some rest. Rest, yes, yes, Lisa, I agree. Rest is good for me, and I don't always get enough rest. And I don't, they call it sleep hygiene, and my sleep hygiene isn't all that good. I mean, sometimes I will say, oh, I have to go to bed, I'm so tired, and then I will lie awake. Hi, Marie! And then I will lie awake in bed and watch YouTube videos. Or, other videos. Or, if I start listening to audiobooks, I don't listen to audiobooks in bed usually because that will just put me straight to sleep. Which, there's a lesson there, isn't there? I should listen to audiobooks in bed. Working on an Allison Russell baby blanket, a stuffed sopapilla, carne adobada. Ooh, that sounds good. Ooh, yum, 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 yum. That does sound delicious. I was thinking when dinner time comes, I might make myself another bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich because I love to have those, and I could eat those every day, and have in the past. Okay, so Lisa's asking me what I'm working on, what I have in my hand right now, and that's why we are come hither to talk about whips. I call this THWIP Thursday because I never get around to doing a hi Deborah, glad to see you. I never get around to doing a whip Wednesday. So usually I start with finished objects. So in the past few days, I showed this yesterday as well. I finished this teeny tiny little toddler cardigan. This is for a 1-year-old. I hope it fits him. I'm not really sure. But it's using the moss stitch because I've been really into the moss stitch since I started doing Granny D's challenge. And here's a little hat to go with it. It starts out with a standard, actually it's a half double crochet, but you just keep increasing. But then the body of it is moss stitch. And another thing I completed, I believe it was just yesterday, is this very large version of my Hugs and Kisses scarf. It's oversized. I did it large with a larger hook because the intended recipient of this is going to, he said he likes the large ones. So those are my two finished objects. Of course, I've been doing hats. You've seen this hat and in fact in this particular yarn many times. Let's see, what am I missing? Let's see. Oh, thank you, Deborah. I love that. Oh, good, Lisa. You say you think it will fit a 12-month-old. That's my intention. Because my friends had their baby, it was right around New Year's. And they've got enough baby stuff to start a store, I know. But I wanted to give them something. Oh, Marie Chavez, baby sweaters are so easy. It's just a bunch of rectangles that you sew together. And there are lots of free patterns on Ravelry. I might write this up as a pattern. Excuse me, I have to yawn again. Oh, as far as whips, this is something I started just a little while ago. This is going to be a boomerang shawl. And I'm using this cake of mandala or Lion Brand mandala, which I think is the last one that I have in the Valkyrie colorway. I know it's the last one I have in this colorway, and I think that I can do a pretty good sized shawl with that cake. But this is the start of it. So, and you know, boomerang shawls are really, really easy once you get it. You start narrow, and you just, on one side you increase every row, on the other side you decrease every other row. How's that? Mind-blowing, right? I will write this up when I get it finished because I think that might work too. Also, since I have been working on the on various moss stitch projects, I started on a moss stitch cardigan for me. I started this. This was going to be a front panel, but I realized that it was going to be too large, so I just cut it off because I have enough yarn. If I need to, I'll frog that and use it. But I think I have enough yarn without frogging that. So I just started another panel that will be more minimal in sizing, and it's just your basic ribbing at the bottom with it, which is like your back loop only single crochet, using a smaller hook, and then you have the. I did this with an I hook, and then the moss stitch body I'm doing with an L hook. And that's really what I have for WIPs. What do you guys have going on for WIPs and finished objects? So, oof, let's see. Oh, hi Nadine, I missed you. Hi, glad you're here. Oh, okay, Marie says. Yes, Marie, please do give it a try and reach out to me if you have any questions with patterns and things. There are lots and lots of free patterns. Hi, AJ, I'm really glad to see you. I was just showing some of my WIPs and things. AJ, I'm going to email you because I've started a new project having to do with male crocheters. So we'll talk about that offline. So what else have I been doing? I feel like I haven't been crocheting enough because I've been doing other kinds of work. Because, oh, excuse me. I'm tired all the time, for one thing. And also, I've been working on the channel, planning things, recording videos, scheduling things, that sort of thing. Plus, I'm starting to look into having merch. I'm trying to work on having my train of thought completely derailed. I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, AJ, I look forward to seeing the latest pictures of your wife's blanket. Excellent. And Nadine says, working on one of Dana's patterns, the all shelled up poncho. Dana makes wonderful patterns. I have a few patterns myself, and I actually, the poncho that I have shown before and is on my Instagram is now on Ravelry. And Nightbot will sooner or later show you the link to my Ravelry store, but don't leave the chat to go and see it. Do Alt click or something, whatever it does, to bring it up in another tab. Because I need you here. Okay, Lisa's working on a Winnie the Pooh amigurumi, a baby blanket, a fugly family movie blanket. I'm not sure I want to know what that is. A Fair Isle Barclays. My gosh, that's an awful lot. And a Bag O' Day little girl scarf, or purse. Oh, wow. Actually, Marie, I have some meds for thyroid, which, hi Trisha, the knitting lady. Nice to see you here. Marie, I do have some meds that I should be taking, but I don't take it consistently. One reason I don't sleep well is that I don't take my restless legs medicine as consistently as I should. Oh, hi, Trisha R. Nice to see you too. I hope I haven't missed anyone. So anyway, oh, excuse me. Oh, So here we are. In a little bit, I'll show you my finished objects and my whips again. Um, but I don't know that I have any announcements except for my Hat Not Hate contest, which is ongoing until the end of July. And Nightbot will be posting a link to that. But again, do the alt-click thing or whatever it does to bring it up in a new tab or a new window because I need you here. But also, any other news? I have another marathon live stream coming up on Memorial Day. I'm going to do one on June 20th, which is both Father's Day and summer solstice. I'm going to do one on the 4th of July. And then I have these three that I do every week: the Topic Tuesday, the Wednesday Free-for-All, and I'm getting into the habit and enjoying doing these THWIP Thursdays as lives rather than as recorded videos. And this week, I'm going to test out doing my Shout Out Saturday as a live. That will be Saturday morning at 7 a.m. Eastern. 7 a.m. Eastern, where I will shout out other people who deserve your attention every bit as much as I do, and in some cases more. Let's see. Marie is telling me I should take the thyroid. Yes, I should. I should take the meds. I should. It just gets to be such a chore to take all the meds that I'm supposed to take all the time. And some of them have side effects that I don't quite like. And some of the side effects are bathroom related, and I especially don't like those. Anyway, so what have I done today? I recorded, edited, and uploaded 2 upcoming Sunday readings. And it takes a surprising amount of time. It really does. Particularly since I've had trouble with transferring files from my phone to my computer. So now these 2 that I did today, I did them with StreamYard, recorded them, and then I edited them using iMovie on my computer rather than on my phone. And iMovie on my computer offers many, many more options, but I will say that the video quality on my computer is not quite as good, or the audio quality especially, is not quite as good as on my phone. I mean, you are seeing and hearing the audio quality on my computer now. You might hear the fan going on my computer. You might hear some other sort of interference, but it's I will keep working on it. I hope that I will continue to improve. I've only had one person drop me because of my editing skills. I was fine with that. Oh, Trisha R., I have seen that where you have the daily blister packs, or even several times a day for things that you take multiple times. And I have thought about seeking those out, and I probably should see what is available. Well, Trisha, yeah, it was a silly reason, but I'm sure it wasn't his only reason. He said it was a stupid channel, and I'm going, yeah, that's fine. Whatever. I can live with that, because you know what? I'm not really all that dependent on that one person's opinion. I mean, it was not someone I knew. He didn't hurt me by saying mean things. He really didn't say mean things, except that I think this was a tutorial, and that my shooting, my video skills were not that great because I was out of frame a lot. And you know what? I can go on living. Anyway, what else are we going on? What else are we talking about? So, anybody else want to tell me um, about your whips currently? Better off without that person, I say. Well, honestly, I wouldn't even say that much. It's whether he's here or whether he's not. I don't know if it was a man or a woman, but I say he. Um, do you know what? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Marie says that person usually watches once, gives a bad comment, and then goes. And honestly, I have been very, very fortunate. I have noticed that women YouTubers much, much more often get the trolls, get the really nasty comments. I have not had any nasty comments. I mean, even that one where I'm saying it was a he, I don't know, where he said it was an awful channel. It was okay. I can go on living. But it's okay. I mean, I don't hide anything. You know me. You know who I am. I I crochet. I have issues in my life. I This is what I do. And I do YouTube and I do crochet because it gives me comfort and joy. And this is what I do. And I have not had the kind of ickiness that I have seen. Now, I would like for my channel to grow, and I know that with growth comes more unpleasantness, and I can deal with that. And I know someone who is very much like me, and I consider him a friend who has a channel, and he has shared with me some of the unpleasantness that he has received in terms of comments. Um, that were very hurtful, and I completely understand his feelings about them. And it's hard to let those things go. It really is. I take things too personally. I really do. Um, so when that happens, and I know it will, it's inevitable. It's part of the process. Um, you'll see me being a little sadder than normal. I think that people were concerned yesterday because I was very tired and subdued, but it wasn't sadness, it was really just fatigue. Anyway, what are we going on here? I like that phrase, Nadine. Keyboard warriors. Yeah, exactly, Trisha. I am me, and I can only do me. Lisa, you've gotten criticisms about your family? I have noticed that you have been very careful to protect your family in your channel, particularly keeping your children out of frame wherever possible. And I think that's I think that's quite admirable. Oh, hi, crocheting around New Zealand. Um, Welcome in. I don't believe I know you, but I'm glad to see you here. Oh, Lisa says your family was critical of you. That happens. I only have my sister now, and she's been generally supportive. She doesn't watch all the time, but she's been supportive, especially when I do these marathon live streams. She brings me in food and drink. Not the kind of drink that I like, but still drink, she'll refill my cup of tea. Oh, I'm glad I'm glad you subbed, New Zealand. I'm sure we did meet in another channel. I have a mind like a sieve. I really do. I mean, I just don't, especially as I'm getting older. More serious. Lisa, I think you're just serious enough. I mean, it's true. You do you, I'll do me, and we can only be ourselves. And I think that is what appeals to the audience. If they can see that we are being ourselves and not trying to be something else. Because I couldn't possibly try to be something else. I wouldn't know how. Believe me, I've spent a lot of years in the corporate world. I didn't know how to do it there. And it showed. Oh, Trisha gives thumbs up. Crocheting around New Zealand. I do crochet and travel videos. And now videos about, your new puppy. Oh my goodness. Oh, if a moderator could share Crocheting Around New Zealand's link, I would be very happy about that. Because I love puppies. In case you haven't noticed, I love puppies. Puppies. I'm always looking at puppy videos, especially pet rescue videos. Whenever I do a shout out Saturday, I do one non-Yarny at least one non-Yarny channel, and without fail, almost without fail, it's going to be a pet rescue channel. And there are lots of them out there. It's true, Tricia says. Sometimes family members mean well, but aren't very supportive. You do you, they'll do them, and you can't control them, and you can't allow them to control you. Sometimes it takes a lifetime to learn that lesson. One of the best lessons I ever learned was from an advisor. I used to spend a lot of time in Overeaters Anonymous. And I had a lot of friends who were also in Al-Anon. And if you want to know about boundaries, you go to Al-Anon. And one of my best friends told me, because, as an adult, I had issues with my parents. He suggested that I just learn to love them where they were and not where I wanted them to be. You cannot imagine what a weight that was off of my shoulders. I mean, it still seems amazing to me, but that's what it was. Oh my goodness, Trisha, I would love to see pictures of your dog Mudfoot. Oh my goodness, I have to seek you out, New Zealand, because I love puppies. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I love it when people include their puppies in their live streams. Hook, whom I had to leave to do this live stream, she's in the middle of a live stream of her own right now. She has a new puppy who is so cute. It's a little mini penny. Oh my gosh. Oh, cookie. Yep. Oh, great, Lisa. All your animals were rescues. Oh, Lisa. I'm glad you were here. We love rescue animals. Well, New Zealand, let me know when you do it and I will support you. And also, I will seek you out. As soon as this is over, I will find you and subscribe to you. Anyway, so we've been here a half an hour. I notice we have 11 people in the room and 11 thumbs up, which is a good thing. Have you seen my subscribe sign? That's a subtle hint. Subtle with a capital T. Okay, let's talk about finished objects. You've seen hats like this all the time. I'm not really going to show that to you. I did this just this week. This is a little 1-year-old cardigan. I might put an additional edging and a contrasting color, but I haven't decided yet. But I wanted to do it doing the moss stitch because of Granny D's moss stitch project. So I made this, and baby cardigans are so easy. It's just a bunch of rectangles. And then I made this hat. I took the beginning of a basic baby hat, and then instead of doing whatever they recommended for the part where it goes straight down, I did moss stitch instead. Oh, that's cute. I like it. I will post pictures of that on Instagram soon. I also did this recently. This is an oversized example of my Hugs and Kisses scarf. So I'll hold it up so that you can see the diagonal detail. I hope you can see the diagonal detail. In any case, it's your basics. It's the same pattern with a worsted weight yarn. This was actually with some of that dollar yarn from Dollar Tree. I hope you all are finding that at your local Dollar Trees, at least those of you who have them nearby. But I used it with a larger hook than usual, than is suggested. Okay, this is something I started just today. This is going to be a boomerang shawl, and I'm putting in these little lattice stitch rows. And a boomerang shawl is so easy. You start off narrow. You on one side you increase every row, on the other side you decrease every other row. That's the whole secret. It's not a secret at all, but it works, and you'd be amazed. I also have going on this, which I started doing a moss stitch. I'm really in love with the moss stitch now that Granny D started this moss stitch project. This is going to be the front panel, or one front panel of a moss stitch cardigan. And this is some yarn that I got at a discount from Hirschner's. So this is your basic back loop only single crochet ribbing with an I hook, and then I switched to an L hook for the moss stitch body, and the width is pretty much perfect. I have found with moss stitch that width-wise, the moss stitch sort of compacts what you're working on. Hi, Freaky Geek. Glad to see you. Oh, Trisha, thank you for liking my design. Let's see. Oh, yes. Trisha likes the little cardigan. It is so sweet. I can't wait. I'm going to take pictures of it and put it on Instagram. And I'm quite sure that my friend who has the baby, they have their baby right around New Year's. They have enough baby stuff to start a store already. So I did this to make it like around 1 year, 12-month-old appropriate. So I hope that she likes it. And she's on my Instagram. She follows me on Instagram. Both of my Instagrams. I have two. One is Bearded Yarn Dudes, which is my specifically yarn. And the other one is called Taminophile, which I started. My opera blog is called Taminophile. Tamino is the lead tenor role in The Magic Flute, one of the actually, it is the very first full opera role that I ever sang. And I just adore Magic Flute and everything Mozart ever did. Most everything Mozart ever did. Deborah is asking about the blue polo shirt. That's on hold. I will get back to it. I sort of got bored with it. I have been noticing lately that I get bored with other people's patterns because I get excited by doing my own designs and writing my own patterns. Even though I think this fellow makes amazing patterns, especially for knitwear. His name is Richard Seymour, Seymour. Look him up on, I don't know if he's on Instagram. He's on Facebook. He has an Etsy shop, which I think is called Seahall Designs, Seyhall Designs. Look him up. He is fantastic. Actually, if you go and look at any of my past videos with my Shoutout Saturday videos, I always include links from previous weeks as far back as space will allow in the description. So you will find where I recommended him. And his name is Richard Seymour. Seymour. I lived in northern Manhattan, where there is a street called Seaman, Seaman. I actually turned down an apartment that I wanted because I did not want to tell my mother I lived on Seaman Avenue. How stupid is that? Okay, what am I missing here? Freaky Geek wonders whether he sees more than us. Oh, hi, Ingrid. I'm so glad to see you. How are you doing? I hope I haven't missed anyone. Exactly, in New Zealand time zones. In fact, I have a video call tomorrow with someone in the UK, and I had to stop and think, even though I am always talking with people in the UK, Ladybird Lisa, or Ladybird Loves, who is also Lisa. She's in the UK. She's 5 hours ahead. Ingrid and Ursula are in South Africa. I think they're 7 hours ahead. I'm not quite sure. And Whisper is in the Netherlands. I think that's 6 hours ahead. I never know for sure because, especially when we do daylight savings time, it changes. Yeah. Oh, Trisha's moving to a small village called Siemens. Well, actually, there's a very large engineering equipment firm called Siemens, Siemens. That's mostly European. Oh, Freaky, you've got to run. I'm sorry to see that, but that's fine. I'm glad you were here for as long as you were. Now, I will remind people that Dana, Creatively Created Crochet, goes live at 5:30, so I will end at probably about 5:25 to allow people to go over there. New Zealand, I'm assuming it's someone else that you're toilet training and not yourself. That was a joke. It's okay to laugh. Or probably a dog. So, Ingrid, yes, I'm very happy that you're doing better. Indeed. Look, I hope I haven't missed very much. So, let's see, any other announcements? I put my poncho up on Ravelry just the other day. I have other patterns on Ravelry. I have hat patterns on Ravelry. The hat patterns are always free. I always make hat patterns free in order to encourage people to create stuff for donations. I also have a Hat Not Hate contest going on. The link to that, or rather the, you can find that in the community tab of my my channel site. I didn't really post about it in a video, but I will post updates because there's more news to be had. But I have the actual details are written out in a post, all the rules, how to enter everything. And really, it's all about encouraging people to do Hat Not Hate, or to indeed to do any kind of donations, because especially in the summer months, at least in the Northern Hemisphere, it's the summer months, we don't need the sweaters that much, but we can stockpile them and give them away. We don't need the sweaters or the blankets or even the ponchos. Let's say Nightbot is being very good to me. Let's see. Oh my goodness, did you guys see Creative Grandma? Is that her name? Oh my God, I should remember this. Creative Grandma. She shouted me out in her latest post. She shouted out another channel and mine. I had sent her a postcard just like this. When she was still recovering, she had a surgery recently. And I guess that's how she learned about me. So she shouted me out, and I was so flattered. And I actually gained a few followers from that. That was very nice of her. So I hope that if any of you who are here learned about me from Creative Grandma, then let me know. Tell me in the comments, or in the well, yes, in the comments after this has completed, or in the chat right now. Oh, Nightbot just posted a link to my Hat Not Hate contest. As always, do the alt-click thing so that you open up the link in another tab, because I need you here. I really do. Oh, I'm so glad to see that people are giving New Zealand some love. She deserves it. I've always wanted to visit New Zealand. I have seen so many beautiful pictures. Um, and of course, as an operaphile, I am in love with Kiri Te Kanawa, who comes from New Zealand herself. And she comes from Maori heritage, too. Which I think, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, Maori to New Zealanders is the equivalent of Native American to Americans, whereas the Europeans came to America and sort of trampled over everything that they could find. And I think that's probably what happened in New Zealand and Australia as well. So the Maoris were the natives there. I could be wrong. I very likely am. I have been wrong before, and it's gonna happen again. Oh, AJ also just shouted out or just helped out New Zealand. I cannot wait to go and see your channel in New Zealand. Anyway, anybody else want to talk about their whips and finished objects? Because I'm tired of showing y'all what I'm doing. I'm just going to pick up this. This is my boomerang shawl. I haven't done a stitch since I started this because it's hard to stitch and talk at the same time. You would think, as much as I talk, that I would have the skill down, but I always make mistakes if I try to stitch and talk at the same time. Oh, Ingrid is sorry that it's so expensive to mail things because she would love to have done something for the Hat Not Hate campaign. Ingrid, I would bet you dollars to donuts, or perhaps I should say rands to donuts, that there is, oh hi, Pamela's Crochet and Knit Corner. I would bet you there is something in your own country that would appreciate the efforts just as much. Oops. See, that's what I need to do, is just pay attention to my crochet and not talk. Or pay attention to my talk and not crochet. Hi, Ricola. Stitch square 5 from the secret yarnery. Yarnery. I like the secret yarnery. I like her very much. I have learned a lot I've learned a lot of things from her, and I've been watching her for quite some time. And it's gratifying that she recognizes me when I speak up in her live streams. The Stitch Square 5. AJ, I would love to see a picture of that. I'm not sure I know what it was. I did a blanket of hers, which was a spiral granny, where I don't even know that granny is the right word. I would have to show you actually, if you know of my Instagram, which is called Bearded Yarn Dudes, and if you scroll back, I don't know how long ago it was I completed it. You can find a picture of it. It's basically a square spiral blanket. Trisha. Trisha, are you looking for an easy shawl or one that might require more effort but really pay off in the end? Because I know of resources for both, some of which are my own patterns, but not all. Wow, Ingrid, you are very busy. Wow. I never do CALs because I can never keep up. I mean, I can't keep up with my own goals, let alone goals that anyone else sets. Oh, Tipsy Granny Square? I've done the Tipsy Granny Square. I need to take a look at. She has a sober Granny Square as well. Not that I know anything about being sober, but I should look at that because it looks like an interesting stitch. Freaky was going to cook supper, but her aunt changed her mind. So does that mean that you're back here with us for a few more minutes? Oh my goodness. Well, we love everything that Ingrid does and is. Trisha, I highly suggest Fiber Spider. He has a lot of shawl patterns. I also suggest Bagoday. She has a lot of shawl patterns. One of my favorite shawl patterns that I just go back to time and time again is one that she called, I think, All That Glitters. She names a lot of her patterns after songs by Queen because she loves Queen and Freddie Mercury, and who doesn't? Oh my goodness, that's not the first time I have seen a reference to the macrame shawl, which is supposed to look like macrame, but is created in by crochet. I need to look that up and see pictures of it because it sounds interesting. Oh, thank you, AJ. I will find you on Instagram as well. Oh yeah, yeah. There are lots of shawl patterns out there. Um, hmm. So what are we doing here? Do you know it's 5:22? About 5:25 is when I had intended to end, so that we would all have a few minutes to gather ourselves before Dana goes live. Creatively created crochet. I would love it if somebody would post her link because I don't have it in Nightbot, and I should. Um, she goes live at 5:30 today. Oh, Nadine is saying that the macrame pattern uses the new angel cotton cakes from Cannes. Hmm. I don't know that yarn. Um, I really want to see pictures. I need to look that up and find out what it is. Oh, Ingrid, definitely get some sleep. It's almost 11:30 p.m. there, so that makes a lot of sense. And that aligns with my understanding that you're 6 hours ahead. Okay. You're the same as Western Europe, but 1 hour ahead of UK, which is Greenwich Mean Time. Oh, Trisha, I love using mandala ombre or mandala anything. That's what I'm doing for this um, boomerang shawl. I think that's turned into my favorite yarn. It used to be Lion Brand Pound of Love, which I still adore, but I love the Lion Brand mandala cakes of every variety. Well, Trisha, There's nothing wrong with trying a pattern and deciding it's not for you, and then turning around and trying another one. I have done that many times. Especially, I have bought patterns, I have bought pattern books because of specific patterns that I thought looked great. And then when I tried to do them, I thought, I'm not enjoying this. So I stopped. So, it's all a trial and error thing. Anyway, it is 5:25. I am so glad that you all were here, and I want to thank you all very much. If you are not subscribed, subscribe. Hit the like button if you haven't. And let's all go over to Dana and call it a bearded yarn raid. Because we love Dana. Dana contributes so much to the yarn community. So. Oh, yes, Ingrid, I'm so glad you were here, but please take care of yourself and do everything that you need to do to get better, even if it means resting more than you want to. You know what I mean? Oh, great. Great, AJ. I think you mean on Instagram. Okay, I'm going to end this live now because in a few minutes we're going to go over and visit Dana. And I would be ever so happy if you would tell her that I sent you. I'm just going to make sure that the description and everything looks good here before I go over there. So I might be a few minutes late, okay? Thank you all for coming, and I am very, very glad to see every one of you. Bye-bye now. Good night. Keep coming back.